cut. Too lazy.
Already.
Hey, what's going
What
on?
is going
brother?
on? Happy Wednesday. Let's go. We live. We live in the cup.
I'm ready. Ready. I was gonna give a shout out. Happy holidays to everybody that's tuning in,
Happy
man.
holidays. Hopefully everybody's staying safe. Everybody had a good holidays. And I hope you guys got your pen and your paper because we got some gems for you today. So I'm super excited to be on here. I'm just the topic we're gonna be talking about with the special guest that we have on, and just the timing of everything. I think everything is just in alignment to set us up for 2021 the right way, and we got to start now.
Well, this is it, man. Let's get about it. Here we are.
What is going on? We got some people on Twitch live. What's going on? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, what state you guys tuning in from, what country you guys tuning in from. Don't be shy. Make sure you guys, if you guys got questions, I definitely want to hear from you guys, because I created this really, again, for this platform for everybody to communicate and network with people, and ultimately just to gain knowledge, gain some insight on some things that you might have needed to get you to the next level, wherever that may be. So but yeah, P, we here, my man.
Yeah, I got a few questions, bro. I want to do a couple of things different into 2021. So hopefully, she'll answer everything, which I'm pretty sure she will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we episode 10 right now.
Well, it gets better every time. I promise you that. I learn something different every single time, because this one, I gotta actually pull through on this one, because this is something I want to do next year. So
yeah. I'm super hyped, and it definitely does get better. Yesterday, when we launched the Instagram, I was looking at the videos that we did live, and I'm just like, dang, like we really, like, from episode to episode, we came like a long way.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, but that's a show. You just gotta jump, man. You gotta just do what you're supposed to do, and it'll get better if you stick with it, right?
Perfect. Exactly. Yes, and that's what this is, man. So, I think we definitely want to, bring our guest on, but I do want to do these disclaimers, because I don't want anybody going on here and telling me that I gave them this advice and now,
talk about it.
So, listen, if you are on here, understand everything that we talk about is literally information that you either want to take it and go with it, or take it and leave it there. My purpose, again, our purpose here in the cut is just to find out, that you either want to take it and go with it, Yeah, I just realized. Hold on, let me get some. There's an echo, but again, finding that truth that you can take with you, and again, hopefully get you to the next level. Because again, when we created this show, this was stuff that I was looking for when I was 18, 19, like, and I wasn't getting these answers at school, and I was like, I wish there was somewhere I can get some valuable information that could give me more clarity on the direction I need to go in life.
No one really had the information, right? No one really had the information, and the ones who did have the information, they didn't want to tell you. So whatever.
Right. And
people like us showed up, right? The people like us showed up and say, "Oh my God, we found out a certain information, and we share it to the world, right? We share it to our friends and family. Whoever wants to listen. Whoever don't. It doesn't really matter."
Yeah, that's it. Man. So, I'm excited to be talking about taxes, and it's funny that I say I'm excited to be talking about it because it sounds it sounds weird. I'm sure like a lot of people would never put those two words together, but those two words in a sentence. But for me personally, one thing that I've learned I've heard this quote more recently, but I kind of understood. It was more understood, and it said something like, "Let me know how you feel about it." They said that being wealthy is boring. Like being wealthy is boring, right? It ain't the celebrity life that you think. What I realized is that being wealthy, like again, like sitting down talking to taxes, like I kind of like geek out about that stuff now because I understand if I get it, I know that.
Hell yeah, it's a setup.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you set yourself up, man. Because everyone looks at taxes a different way. As if I remember growing up, everyone would always claim people's kids, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
That was a joke. Get out of here. I don't even know why. So I'm gonna find out today, though. That was the wave.
Yes. So, with that being said, again, take this information and, most importantly, take action upon it, right? If you hear something that says, oh, cool, that's the information I needed, take it and run with it, and that was me. Once I found a little piece to the puzzle that I needed, I said, perfect. That gives me at least a vision of 10 more steps ahead that I didn't know because of the information that I just learned that I didn't have before. So, with that being said, I want to bring on our guest, the Tax Pro, all the way from Rochester, Miss Annette Campbell. Welcome. What's goody? So I'm glad you're on here. Welcome to the show. We actually have some people that are on here tuning in live right now. Again, if you're tuning in live, make sure if you have some questions, the floor is yours as well. We'll read them. I read all the comments, but more importantly, Miss Annette, how's everything with you?
Good. Thank you guys so much for having me on the show. I'm excited to talk to you guys about taxes because this is a really good topic because a lot of people shy away from it. They get scared about taxes, and it's just like, it's not that scary if you have the right people who are in your corner helping guide you and give you all these tips and strategies that you need to know. So I'm excited.
Yes, of course. So, real quick, before we get into questions, I know some people have questions. I definitely have some questions. I definitely want to let the people know who you are, get a little glimpse of your world, where you're from, how long you've been doing what you're doing, why you're doing it. Because honestly, when we had the conversation not too long ago, why you were doing it resonated with me, and obviously that's why we're having this show. So, the floor is yours.
Yes. So Annette Campbell from Rochester, New York. I am 28 years old. And how I got into taxes and finances is I went to school for business and accounting. And society kind of tells you that, and your parents kind of force you, okay, go to college. That's what you're supposed to do. So I did that, and I ended up got a good job working at a bank, and I kind of thought that's where I was going to retire from. And life kind of hit you, right? It kind of was like, okay, I still have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make it. And I went to college and spent all this money, thinking that was going to help me be able to live this life that I thought I was able to live, a comfortable lifestyle. But that just doesn't happen like that. And you guys all know that that's just not how life works. So then I pretty much was introduced to my first business. I started my own energy franchise, home-based business. And at that moment, I was kind of exposed to wealth and exposed to millionaires and exposed to people that are really living their best lives. And I'm just like, okay, why am I not how can I live that life? How can I, you know, just walk in my purpose and do things that I love to do and still get paid and not have to actually work and have someone tell me when I could take a vacation, when I could take a lunch break and things like that, and not pay me what I'm truly worth. So in the midst of me kind of having like that light bulb click off, I also lost, and then I end up losing my job. Right, that's something that nobody ever expects to happen, but it happened to me. And from that, I had to kind of rebuild my whole life. I wasn't the best at finances. I didn't have good credit and things like that, so I was kind of in that predicament that we all kind of end up getting into at one point, was that paycheck to paycheck cycle. And at that moment, I'm just like, you know what? I had to kind of look myself in the mirror and do something different. If I knew I wanted to live the life on my terms and be financially stable, I knew that I had to kind of do some things different, you guys. So I went from driving a brand new car, so walking to get on the bus again. And, you know, I had to kind of recreate my whole life. But in the midst of that, I'm thankful for my experience. And I'm not embarrassed to even share this with anyone, because it's who it made me who I am today. And I feel like I had to go through those things to get where I am. So kind of fast forward, during that moment, I was able to work at H&R Block. So I've been doing taxes for 7 years now. I started off doing taxes on TurboTax, as we all know, that's one of the most familiar tax preparation companies. And my friends was like, "Annette, you're really good at this. You should really take it further." I mean, I studied accounting in college. I'm just like, I don't know. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, let me go work at an actual company. So you guys, I worked at H&R Block. I was #1 in the district. I worked there for 3 years, and I've learned a lot, and just seen how important taxes is, and and fell in love with helping people, you know, build wealth through the tax code. So fast forward, you guys, I launched my business last year. I took that leap of faith. And my business has taken off, and I'm grateful, because sometimes you got to have that leap. You got to have the confidence and determination to go after your dreams. And I feel like through my own personal financial struggles, helped me become super passionate about helping people, because I don't want anybody to feel like, you know, if they went through those type of situations, that there is no hope for them, or they don't know the necessary resources and tools. Because like Jonathan said earlier, like, the reason why he started this podcast is because these are things that he wanted to learn about that weren't taught to us. These things are not being taught to us. Financial literacy is not being taught to us per se. And I just wanted to be that vessel to really help push people to the next level. And finances is a major piece of the puzzle to help people really recreate their lives and to build wealth and to get to the millions and billions and whatever you kind of desire out of life. You know, finances is that missing piece of the puzzle. So that's me and the story behind how I got started. And
that's awesome. I didn't even know you. So that's cool. You was working at H&R Block. You know, and it's funny what I've seen, like a I can't say not a hype. But I've seen a rush. A lot of the people like doing their own tax companies and stuff like that as well. You know, because me personally, I feel like that's such a great thing to learn. Once you figure that out, it's like you really in control, you know. So but like Pedro, you know, I was always the type of person that's like, I'll see my account every quarterly, and I don't know what's going on, but I know, yeah,
we're good. All right,
we good.
You know, because when it's that bad, they call you.
Right. Yeah.
All right. You know.
So you know, I do want to touch on you know, and you kind of touched on it as well. You know, like your foundation is like helping people get and through through their taxes. You know, what are some real quick what are some money principles off the bat, or like what are your wealth foundations, you would say, if you had any. What would that be for you? Like for me personally, I'm a huge person that I'm big into diversity. I'm big into entrepreneurship. I'm big into investments, just not having my money in my savings account, investing into different things, whether it's real estate, stocks, etc. For you, what are some wealth principles or wealth, foundation things that you have?
I think you just hit them on the nail. So the three pillars of wealth is entrepreneurship, real estate, and investing. So those are the three things that are crucial in the wealth building process. So that's the foundation for just in general. So yeah, you already hit it right on the head, and that's the same principles that I believe in, and I help people build, right? So I also help people with personal finance, right? Because you have to have your personal finances in order to then you start getting into the entrepreneurship journey, building your business. Then that leads you into investing, which then leads you to real estate. So it's kind of just a domino effect once you kind of understand like those are the three things that you need to do to build wealth. And this is how our other counterparts, that's how they build wealth. They have those three things in their portfolio somehow, some way. So that needs to be in everybody's portfolio.
Like that.
Only if you stay in your lane.
Yes. Definitely.
It gets crazy. You be like, oh man, I'm quitting.
Well, at least I like to ask, and I like to ask that question that to the people I'm working with, because at the end of the day, if your values don't match mine, obviously we might not meet eye to eye with services, so and that's okay at the end of the day, but you just need to know that the person you're working with has the interest that you have, right? So that's funny you mentioned that. It's like the same thing that we talking about, so that's why I understand this conversation is going to be important. So I do want to just get this out the way early, because you blessed us with this opportunity.
Yes.
Annette, you have mentioned something earlier that you wanted to give something away. I do want to get that out the way just so we could get that process going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, I have a freebie for you guys. I just curated a ebook. So it's a top 21 deductions that all business owners should know. So if your CPA, accountant, financial advisor, tax preparer is not telling you these things, you need to know these things. So it's everything that you need to know, and it's really going to help you be able to lower your taxable income and not leave any money on the table. So I just finished it, so you guys are lucky. It kind of just aligned right how it's supposed to. So I'm going to give that to you guys, so you guys can have all the gems that you guys need. So if you just drop your email in the comments, I would definitely get that to you guys.
Yes. Would you look at that?
Comments.
Yeah, leave your email in the comments so we can get that to you. I'll jot them all down right after this is done, and we'll get you that free ebook. I want to know all 21.
I was gonna ask the questions about certain things like that, anyways.
Yeah, we could definitely. I'm gonna go over some of the deductions, but yeah, that is definitely like the top deductions that every business owner should know, and it goes in depth on how you can actually utilize them in your businesses, so it's really good. So yeah, definitely you need to grab that for sure.
No, I need to get on that game, because that's the type of game those guys are playing. I wanna, I wanna open that door and hey, let's play that game too, buddy. If you can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Already. So, I guess we can start with real common question. One, I know a lot of people are looking at it right now like they haven't even worked this year. Should they even do their taxes? And if they should do their taxes, when should they do it? Should they start now? Should they wait till January? What's going on?
So yes, definitely still have to do your taxes. So I do have two actually breaking news that actually the IRS did release. So being a tax professional, we get I was telling Jonathan and Pedro earlier, so this kind of fell before the IRS kind of started releasing all new tax laws and things, and being that we are in a transition period with presidencies and things like that. I don't have everything, but I do have two tips, and that kind of leads to the question that you just asked, that the IRS, they're going to be doing major audits this year, you guys. This tax season is going to be the year where you don't want to play around with your taxes, guys. Get them done, because they know how crazy this whole pandemic, this whole year was. So they're going to be really monitoring, making sure that people are doing their taxes. So for small businesses, they're going to be doing audits. And if you make anywhere up of over $100,000, they're going to be auditing to make sure that you are filing taxes. So if you fall into those categories, or just in general, just make sure you're doing your taxes. And this is going to be a major year because people are going to need help. because of so many different unemployment, the PPP loans, SBA loans, all those different types of things that happen. So many people started different businesses. So it's just like, this is going to be a major year for us tax professionals to really market ourselves, to really help people, right? And the one thing that is important when you're doing your taxes this year specifically, I would really highly suggest people that you get someone, is because you're protected, right? So we as tax preparers, we have we are able, actually, I don't know for everybody, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm able to negotiate and actually talk on your behalf for the IRS. So like, if you're doing your personal tax return by yourself, like, you're responsible for anything that happens. You got to pretty much face them. So having that extra added support and security is going to be important, especially for this year, just to make sure that you're covered. And we have advocates, and I'm able to definitely negotiate. I've been doing it a long time. So that's going to be key, you guys. Like, find, it could be me, find someone who is definitely going to be to represent you, to make sure you're covered with your taxes. So yes, if you make over $12,000 within a tax year, you have to file taxes.
Over $12,000.
So that's on the personal side. So if you're a business owner, if you make over $400, you definitely have to file taxes as well.
If you made over what?
$400.
Yeah, that's
as a business owner. Yes.
Yeah, that's like 3 minutes.
Exactly, right? Because I mean, technically, you probably should be making well over that if you're a business owner, hence. But some people they start off, slow and things like that. But if you're a self-employed, according to IRS guidelines, yes.
The question, right? Like, say, how everyone's like, most of the people are working from home and stuff like that, and probably you need to buy appliances for tools for yourself to run your business. You can write those things off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's one thing that I'm looking for, to see what they're going to actually do, because so many people are working from home. So yes, appliances.
Yeah.
So you can, even if you have an office, you can take the square footage of your office and you can write that off, the rent or the mortgage. You can write off your internet bill, your cell phone bill. If you had to buy computers, if you had to buy desks, if you had to buy anything to kind of set yourself up to work at home, you're going to be able to write those off. And I have a lot of those deductions just in general too in that ebook. So yeah, anything that you have to, just on the business tip as well, anything that you buy for your business is a write-off. So you want making sure you keep track of those things, right? That's the major piece. Like when I get to tax season, I have people come into my office and I'm like, Annette, like, I have this shoebox full of receipts, and I'm just like, oh my God, like we have to organize those things. But that is a major piece with business owners, right? Because a part of, a lot of people like shy away. They get like, oh my God, like I have to pay taxes and things like that. Yes, you have to pay taxes as a business owner, but you have control over how much you pay. How you control how much you pay is how much you track. So that is the major thing. And I try to turn everything into a tax write-off, you guys. So
that's the game I want to play. Like, because I know like certain people, for example, like as simple as say my car, like I don't want my car under my name. Like I want to put that under my corporation. So like 2021, nothing is going to be under my name anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, catch me if you can.
Yes. So since you already touched on that, so if you're an S corporation or a corporation, yes, you get to write off insurance payments. You get to write off your car payments, because those things have to be put in the business name. So those definitely become expenses, and you can get into depreciation of the vehicle, tracking, writing off your mileage, off pretty much any repairs, any things that you have to do. But that is definitely, yes, that is definitely how you get more tax deductions as you kind of change your entity of the business. So yes, definitely. And me and Jonathan, we already talked about building business credit. So that's another way. I know someone who bought a BMW off of business credit. So that is going to be key.
So in order for me to build that, I have to do all of that, right? Because I mean, I already have something running. I just want to like keep adding. Like, for example, I want to add everything I own, right? My apartment, I want to put it on the corporation as well, like all that.
Right.
So
houses I own, I want to, obviously that's transferring to an LLC, but the one I'm living in right now, I want to actually do that. But question is, say I do that, and can I write that off?
So I didn't hear the first. What?
Like say I put my apartment under LLC, right? Can I
So
write?
are you working out of the apartment? Is it being utilized for business purposes? So that's the only way you can write off.
As far as rentals.
Oh, rentals. Oh, okay. Yes.
Right?
Definitely, those need to be LLCs, definitely, because you want to be protected.
So, for example, my apartment right now, right? I live in this apartment. If I put it under LLC, can I put it as if I'm renting it to myself?
So, if you're living in it, yeah. If you're renting, and you just write off the rent.
We can shut this thing down now. I heard whatever I need to know.
That flew over some people's heads right there.
Get it. Let's get it. I already know. It is what it is from now on. It's done.
And then you can write off so many things when it comes to rentals, for example. So, like, say, for example, like if you had a property manager, if you had legal costs, closing costs, repairs, if you had to do anything to the house, like those are all write out. So like when you have to do taxes for rental properties, that goes on a Schedule E. So keeping track of those expenses are going to be crucial. And then another tax saving strategies is even to buy out of tax deferral account, so like an IRA or 401k. So if you're buying from those, that's even more tax advantages because you're not technically taxed on that money.
Yeah, you're not taxed on it.
You pull it out.
I like that. Hold on. So let me backtrack real quick. Going back to the car, because I know a lot of people here that are home based.
I didn't know that. I just wanted to hear it.
And they have cars.
I hear it all the time, but I just want to hear it from you.
Need confirmation.
That's what we're gonna do, right? That's all it is. I just need to hear it one more time.
So this is what I'll say. So if so I got a car, let's just say I bought it on my personal, or my personal name, and I had a business, but I didn't know, like, do I have to transfer the car like under my business name? Because I know that may or may not affect it, or is it as simple as just going to using my business to pay for the car, and that'll be good enough? Like you could write that off.
So there's two different options, two different ways you can go about it. So say, for example, you have a cleaning company. So I have a client who's a cleaning company. She bought a car specifically for her cleaning business versus not using her personal vehicle, right? Because if you have a personal vehicle and you're using it for business and personal, you kind of have to keep track of how much business miles versus personal miles.
Oh, wow.
But if she, in her example, she has her own personal vehicle, and then when she does her medical transportation, she bought like a cheap car for like $2,000 to actually transport around. So that, yes, those payment, that the amount of money that she paid, yes, is a write-off. The miles, the repairs, all those things are write-offs on a LLC level. So once you go to like a S corporation, that is when the business that has to be in the business thing for you to take full car payments, insurance, and things.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I know there's like a rule, like as well, like 6,000 pounds, like your car got to be with 6,000 pounds.
Certain size. I heard certain sizes of the car as well.
Yeah,
that's why everyone's buying the G-Wagon, because you can write it off. I'm just saying, I don't know if I can write it off. If I can write it off, maybe I'll buy it too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just want to buy it for fun.
A lot of people, you'll see a lot of like people leasing cars too.
Yeah.
So most of the time they're leasing.
I was gonna ask you that, but you said the lady bought a $2,000 car, which makes more sense because now I don't gotta pay for it and I just write it off anyway. So now you're paying me for that $2,000 car.
Exactly.
If I lease it, I gotta pay for that car, and then all right, whatever money I get back, I still gotta go pay for that car. So that sucks. So that's a smart move. You just pay cash, maybe like a $5,000 car or something, and just use it to run around as far as for your business.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, especially if you're doing that type of business where you're transporting people, like you're gonna put a lot of miles, and it's like I don't know if I really want to put that many miles on my personal vehicle versus just buying a car. Because
we're running back and forth already. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So just to clarify, should it be under the business name, or is it even if the business is paying for it, like when you do the automatic payments and it's coming out of my business account, that's cool as well?
Right.
Change your name, bro.
Okay.
But you got to change it. But when you get to that S corporation, definitely it needs to go.
Because if you hit me, bro, I'm getting you. I'm still gonna get you, not your.
Or on the personal side, you can still, take your mileage and things like that. But when you want to fully deduct, yes, it has to be in the business name.
Got you. Good. All right, cool. So, I know I do want to move on unless y'all have anything to touch on there.
Yeah. This is already a fun. Like we can stay here for like an hour talking about that stuff.
Yeah, listen.
Money making move. You understand what I'm saying? That wasn't a BS topic. Like that's you want to know something they don't teach us? That was it.
Exactly.
That was it. Like a lot of people talk about it, but I don't see a lot of people doing it. So I don't care. So we're gonna do it. So that's why I asked that.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I'm dying to do that this whole year.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Just to kind of, I don't know if this is something that you were already going to talk about, but a lot of people always ask me, and there's a lot of talk going around. Like even I see so many memes saying like, switch your LLC to an S corporation, and I hate that misguided information, right? Because when you switch your intensity, that comes with different responsibilities, right? And you need to pay attention to, it might not make sense for your business at that moment. So I always tell people to switch their based on the situation, everybody's situation, their financial picture is going to be different. But specifically, I advise to change over to S corporations when you're at least making $100,000, or you're in a situation, because when you switch to an S corporation, you have to be on payroll, right? And you get heavily fined if the IRS catches you and you were not paying on payroll. And the benefit of why they tell you to do that is because a lot of people don't understand how you're actually taxed. So you're taxed twice. So self-employment tax is 15%, and then you're taxed based on your AGI. So I can talk to you. I'll tell you guys. I thought
you said based on your age. I'm like, damn.
Your AGI, so your adjusted gross income.
I'm like, damn, you're taxing me a lot.
Tax me on your age. That's be crazy.
Y'all gonna tax again? No.
So that's really how you're taxed. A lot of people don't know how you're how are you actually taxed? That is how you're taxed. So, if you don't have a business at all, so you don't have a business, you're just taxed based on the AGI for the year. Yeah, so say for example, I'm sure most of us that's on this live or tuning in, we're probably in this. So if you're single, you make $40,000, and if you're married and you're making $81,000, you're taxed at a 12% tax bracket rate. So throughout the year, say for example, your paychecks are coming in, you're getting taxed. The IRS is just pretty much doing a check at the end of the year with your taxes to make sure that you paid at least 12% of your total adjusted gross income for the year. And if you didn't, that's when you owe a refund.
Wow.
If
so
you
that's why some people take it now.
Exactly.
Now, so by the end of the year, you just somewhat break even, right? Or something like that.
If you overpaid, right? You gave the government an interest-free loan, because that's pretty much, everybody gets so hype about refund. If you have kids, of course, you're gonna get a refund. But if you get a refund, you overpay the government at an interest-free loan, right? They're not giving you any interest on what they held for the year to give you back.
Yeah.
So that's really how taxes work. So when you're a business owner, right, they got to tax you, right? Because, if you're working, taxes are already being taken out of your paycheck. When you're a business owner, you're getting the money first, and then you got to pay them later, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where that 15% tax bracket comes into play. And you have control over that, how much of that 15% you're actually taxed at by keeping track of your deductions. So I wanted to kind of clarify that, because a lot of people are telling people, oh, S corporation is like, you have to be on payroll. Are you ready for payroll expenses? Are you ready for that? Are you ready for keeping track of?
You know how it is. Everybody want to talk about the I want $1 million house. Man, you're still paying rent.
Yes, it's just like, don't rush the process.
There's nothing wrong with dreaming. But there's a lot of people that talk that talk.
It has to be strategic. I always do things. I'm not doing things just to say. It has to make sense, and you have to just really talk to the right people to make sure that it makes sense for you.
It's very important. You gotta get connected. Connect the dots. That's very important to have a team like up top. Like the foundation is everything.
100%. So perfect. So moving on. I do want to touch on this again. If you guys are tuning in, drop your emails in the chat.
Don't move that ebook, because you're gonna be writing things off.
yes, you definitely want your hands on this free ebook so you get the 21 tax deductions, right? Drop your email in the chat. We'll send it over to you. But yeah, moving on. I know you touched on SBA loans. I don't even know. Are they still giving those out right now?
Can I get those?
Yeah.
So you know what?
There's
That
no
was a
round two,
complete
I heard.
mess.
Is that safe? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's safe. But am I gonna get taxed for that? Like the stimulus check?
Oh, so let me for the stimulus check. Let me
Yeah,
touch
sure.
on that real quick. So no, so yeah, everybody's like, you're gonna get taxed, you're gonna get taxed, you're gonna get taxed. No, first of all, that is government money, right? So you can't tax non-taxable money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taxable money has to be attached to you working gross income. So that is not something that was worked for, or you made or a business that you collected the money that you earned on a profit. That's it. Those are things that are taxed. You're not going to be taxing the stimulus checks, you guys. It's going to be considered a non refundable credit on your tax return.
They never bought all those Azul bottles.
So no, but what people do have to pay
That's
attention to.
That's a good answer because now I'm on my stimulus check.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So and there's gonna be. I heard through the grapevine that there's gonna also, right, because in order for you to have gotten the stimulus check, you had to have filed either your 2018 taxes or your 2019 taxes, or you could have put through a non-filers to get the stimulus check payment. But I heard that, through the grapevine, that they're going to be putting something on the 1040 this year, to where that if you can still get access to your stimulus check during tax season. So that would be a win-win for a lot of people if you're getting a stimulus check and you're getting a refund, so you're getting double money.
And they give me money back. You mean my money back that I overpaid? All right, I don't know what that is. I'm not even mad anymore. I said, you can keep that. Give me my money back, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I just want to clear up the rumor. No, you guys, you're not gonna have to pay that back, because a lot of people are saying that. No. And it's disaster relief funds. If you guys think about, if you remember back in 2018 when the stock market crashed, they gave out stimulus checks there as well, and they didn't have to pay that money back as well. So no, you're not gonna have to pay that money back. But what people will have to pay back, because President Trump did do an executive order for payroll tax deferral, right? So pretty much what happened is that he pretty much tried to give people the opportunity to stop to stop charging payroll taxes. So people did see a little bit more money in their paychecks, but they will be double taxed come 2021 first quarter. So they will be having to double pay back that payroll tax deferral. If they did not tell, some employers did opt out. So some employers like, we're not doing this. Or if you did tell your payroll department, say, hey, I still want taxes to be taken out, then you should be fine. But that is a huge, huge thing that's going to affect a lot of people if they did not pay attention to it. You still have time left. We got 4 weeks left. Go talk to your payroll department. Go talk to if you are working, see where they stand when it comes to that, because that was an executive order that was issued.
Oh, wow.
A few months ago.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that was very nice. All right.
So wait, hold on.
Oh, you SBA. I didn't touch on
that.
SBA. So I think SBA, that was a complete crazy mess, okay? Because the streamlined process of that, people were getting loans, and some people that probably was getting some stuff that they wasn't supposed to get. But hey, I think you can still apply for it. I think that they're going to be rolling out something more due to, we're still kind of in this pandemic mess. But, I definitely feel like this is why I stress the importance of financial management and importance as business owners to make sure that you are filing your taxes, that you are keeping track of your income and expenses, because they did ask for those things to be able to be qualified for SBA funding. So whether if you got the grant or the loan, they were asking for that documentation. And that is another way they're going to be auditing people too, because they're going to be like, okay, you did apply for this loan, we gave you this loan, or we gave you this grant, you ain't filed no taxes, what's going on? So that's why people have to be they have to file this shit.
You're gonna get exposed. People are gonna get exposed to this shit coming around. Oh man, you were doing the wrong things all year. Damn. Oh, man, because that sucks when you find out at the end. Like, oh man, I missed something, and then at the end of the year when you're doing your taxes, they're hitting you with 10 grand. Like, what did I miss?
And that's why it's important for tax planning, right? We should not be waiting to the end of the year.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like
Look
you
at the
know,
hard way.
I just started doing Jonathan. He took advantage of the end of the year free financial review. You guys can also take advantage of that. Is that I'm trying to definitely fill in the gaps. Okay, if you have not looked at your books, or you just kind of just want information or just more knowledge on your situation, this is the time for tax planning. So like I manage businesses books on a monthly basis. So from November to December, I'm literally going over your financial analysis. I'm telling you how you perform for the year, what kind of strategies we need to do going into 2020. What will you have to pay in taxes and how we can lower that? Whether we have to buy some computers. I just told one of my clients she made a lot of money, made about $300,000. So she's probably gonna owe about $70,000. So I'm like, okay, go buy some computers for the business. Go buy, maybe a car for the business. Trying to, which is not tax evasion. These are legal things that you could do.
It's like they call it like that tax hack, right? Like it's there for you to use. Yes. Again, they don't teach us these, so that's why we're here. Like there's a bunch of stuff I know going on as far as that whole industry that we don't know. That's why we're here, right? But that's good to know. That's definitely good to know because I definitely don't know.
Yeah, and like when she has employees, so I told maybe you could do like a end of the year bonus for your employees to get some of that money. There's different things that you could do, especially when you have employees and things like that, and making sure you're in compliance. But that is why you should have a financial person, a taxpayer, whoever on your team to make sure you're meeting with someone on a quarterly basis, like you guys both mentioned. Like you guys talk to your accountant CPAs on a quarterly basis, like, hey, how you doing? Like kind of checking in and making sure you understand what you need to do for the best results.
Can I use my kids as my housekeeper?
Your housekeeper.
Just saying. I heard that I can like pay him like what, $12,000 or something like that.
$12,000.
I remember, and you don't gotta tax that, and they're gonna give them like $3,000. Say something. I learned something. I know.
Yes. So that's a big. So for S corporations, I always tell them like to put their kids on payroll. So it has to be something that you can do. So like for example, like one of my clients, she has she's a makeup artist, so she uses her kids for branding. So she pays her kids for her brand for the pictures and things like that. So yes, $12,000 is non-taxable money, which me and Jonathan, we talked about this. That's a major piece in the puzzle, right? You need to understand how to build wealth, right? So for example, you're putting that $12,000 every single year till your kids get 18. That's so much money that they wouldn't have had if you wouldn't have done that. And it also benefits you as a business owner because that's taking non-taxable money away from you, but you're, moving it out. So that's the major piece of the puzzle. Like as business owners continue to start to make money, you have to have a financial plan in order to control it and manage it. And that's truly how you build wealth. And that's the piece of the puzzle that a lot of people don't understand. Like once they start making the money, moving this money into different.
I get creative.
Invest in
it. I get creative. Yes, the creative. What you call that? I forgot what's that word. Creative something. But you gotta get creative with your income. I know that for a fact.
Definitely.
Yeah, it can't be one-sided because there's a bunch of different angles.
I see you telling Ali and Eli,
Eli.
Yeah, give me your resume.
No, you're lying because I know I'm telling you, all this stuff has been on my head for like a while, and I just been like, you know what's taking me long to actually just put that to work because it's simple. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not paying anyone else. I'm gonna be paying my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not. It wouldn't hurt me to give them $12,000 so I can get $3,000. Have a nice day. Like it just makes sense. It's just a lot of.
You don't have to pay federal taxes on that money either.
I'm saying. So that's like it's like I hate to say this, but it's free money the right way.
Yes.
People can say, "Oh, that's how they do it. They crooks." No, they just work in the system. It's written. It is written for you to do that. So you should do that.
Right. I have this book. It's called The Rich Dad Tax Boy. Richard Carr. If you really anybody in real estate should know about him. He has that right in here.
Yeah.
This book is golden, you guys. Like I use these. I'm telling you, I'm not the tax pro for a reason. Like all I do is read and figure out how to help people build wealth through the tax code because, like you said, that's what our other counterparts. That's what they're doing, and that's what we need to do to be able to help us build our big businesses, to leave legacies behind, and to get everything else out that we want of life, all of our desires. So
now right there, I just show people how to claim other people's kids again.
no, don't be claiming other people's kids now.
Yeah, because in my time, that's what they were doing, you know, like in the 90s, I'm like, let me get your kid, let me get your kid. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, people do be trying to claim people's kids, right?
I don't
Let me
understand
tell you
that.
a funny story. So I had one lady come to me, she tried to claim 10 kids before. And I'm just like,
That's
first, the
crazy.
max is 4, that you get the complete total amount of child tax credit. And I'm just like, these kids can't possibly, she could have had 10 kids, right? But they all got different last names, which they all could have had last names. But it's just like very suspicious. Like, so
Yes.
they are getting very strict on child tax credit, right? Because due to the PATH Act that was passed in 2018, you know, now people who claim, you know, EICT, earned income child tax credits and school credits, your income tax does not really get released until February 15th. And the reason why they started doing that is because they're catching everybody who's like trying to claim people kids and they're not supposed to. Hence, you can claim kids. So like if that person is living with you for more than 6 months, you're providing all the care and things like that. Yes, but you just can't just randomly just grab a kid.
Yeah, like back then, I know they were doing that. Like that was big. That's why I'm like, man,
Yeah, people were doing it.
Yeah, like, I can't wait to have a kid. And then when I have a kid, I was like, how come it doesn't work with me? Right? It works with them, but not me. It's weird.
Yeah.
Right? But that's a good one. So at least now I know, you know, we're gonna have people on payroll and it's not illegal because they're under 13 years old, you know?
They also have a new rule that came out where they do give you $500 credit towards like people who live with you that you do take care of. So like say for example, you have a mom or dad that's living with you, you can claim them as well. Because I know a lot of people have like, you know, disabled parents and things like that, or you know, they take, you know, so that is a new thing.
How do they know if you're taking care of them or not? Like,
but they don't. It's like they always do this, but they don't have like a police that knocks on your door. Hey, is your mom home? Well, like, or like, you know, just like that, like on real estate, you know, like the IRA, all that. Like they don't go knock on your door and say, is this whole thing taken? You know, like, do you live here or not? They don't.
So
don't
you do have to have some sort of proof, right? So like maybe an address, paperwork that's coming to your address with their names and things like that, maybe health insurance, things like that, you know, to provide that type of proof. But like you said, like they don't get too in depth, but you know, just to make sure that like you know that you have some type of proof tape, for example, if they ever was to question you. But
I have a feeling someone on here. Someone on here gonna get your grandma or something.
Yeah, right. Now I'm gonna claim your grandma.
I'm claiming your grandma.
I'm putting your grandma on payroll.
That's not what we saying right now. All right?
No, we're not saying that, y'all. No.
We're hiring everyone.
But I do want to. So you know, you talked about real estate. I do want to segue to real estate. You know, there's a lot of people on here. Like Pedro has his real estate license. You know, people that are just real estate investors. You know, any tax tips for them? You know, or you know, some tips that you can give these guys.
Yeah. So for real estate agents, if one good thing is if you can try to buy real estate through an investment account. So that helps you save on capital gains and actually holding property. I mean, I know sometimes, you know, if you're the investor, you're trying to flip houses and stuff like that, you don't want to necessarily hold a house for a year, but you are taxed at a lower tax bracket rate. Well, your capital gains is at 15% versus the 20% if you were to quickly flip it. So if you're holding properties longer, or if you're just buying the real estate properties, and maybe if you have someone living in them for like these 2 years, that's $250,000 of capital gains that you would have earned on that property is tax free. So that's definitely a good tax strategy. So if you're putting someone in a house, or like maybe it's a friend or something like that, if you're buying duplexes and things like that, those will be good tax strategies. And then definitely just make sure you keep track of, like I mentioned that earlier, keep track of all the expenses, because due to the property taxes, real estate taxes, closing costs, if you have a property manager managing properties, make sure you keep in track of those, any utilities, anything that you are doing. And they do give you, if you're putting like energy efficient type of appliances in your home, they give you write-offs for that. So that's a good thing. If you know, that's something definitely to think about for all my real estate agents or investors. You know, think about those things, because they are really like pushing people towards, you know, just being more energy efficient. So, you know, if your light bulbs are energy efficient, those different types of things, definitely utilize those. But those are like mainly like with the way that you really truly are able to save a lot of money by keeping track of all those expenses. So definitely, because when you have to do a Schedule E, that's how you do real estate. When you claim your real estate properties and things like that, they ask you for all those different types of things. So
Nice.
those
So
are
and
some tips, definitely.
I like that. So and actually, just to clear this up, are you a advocate of you know, the different business ventures you open up having different, especially if they're in different fields, having different identities for them?
Yes, absolutely. So if I actually just had this conversation with someone. So she wanted to do like a consulting for business and then real estate. And I'm like, no, you need to separate the two, because you don't want to be liable. You don't want anything to be liable underneath that LLC. So say, for example, like you want everything separate. So if you're having your real estate business, that definitely needs to be a whole separate entity. That should not be linked to any other type of business. And also, this is a big one, contracts, right? So if you're going into different ventures with multiple partners, make sure that you guys have a usually, you know, LLCs come with operating agreements, but you also should have an agreement within the partner. So you need to understand who's financially liable for what, how are you guys are gonna split, you know, when you guys flip the house or things like that, because that is essential, right? So say,
Right.
for example, someone like, you know, wants to kind of go off and like buy uh, took a liability for like $1,000 for whatever. I'm trying to think of a good example, because I had this happen where, you know, it was 3 people. They were all real estate developer partners. And then the one person decided to kind of do something on the side, which was like worth $100,000 of like promotion, and the other 2 partners were liable. Say, for example, that person decided to move to Africa, that those partners would still be liable for that $100,000 that the person did kind of on the side. So you're making sure in those contracts. I have a business attorney that's on my team that we review all contracts for all our clients, to make sure that you are protected. You know, yes, you go into partnerships with people and you trust those people, but you also just want to legally make sure that you are secure. So especially for real estate, definitely make sure you guys all have agreements to understand your financial liabilities, who's liable for what when it comes to real estate, for sure.
I like that. I like that. I like that. That actually, that definitely makes sense, 100%. So, and that cleared a lot up for me as well. So, you anything you want to ask now? Or
one thing, right? So I've been getting myself into trading and stuff like that, right? So question is, you get obviously you say you make over $400, you get taxed, right? So my question is, if I have that money in the account, do I still get? Do I have to let my accountant know that I have $1 million in my account?
Well, yeah.
Or do I get taxed? I'm just saying. Or do I get taxed when I take it out of my account?
So, like, if you made $1 million in investing,
yeah,
through the stock, so you're gonna be taxed. You get taxed on your gains, but what you should be doing is carrying those losses, right? So that's the biggest thing. So when at the end of the year, if you have in a broker account, or if you're, you know, whatever, if you through Robinhood, I know a lot of people use Robinhood, Merrill Lynch, TD Ameritrade, you're gonna get a 1099 dividend statement at the end of the year.
You do that. You do that.
So you have to make sure that you're going to claim the losses pretty much. But you have to make sure you're not being double taxed, right? Because a lot of people will add up. I have wrote this down too, because I wanted to touch on this, because I know a lot of people started investing this year. Because you get 15% is if you are making, if you have 40,000, if you're making up to $40,000, you're not taxed. You're not taxed on the gains. But if you're over $40,000, you're going to be taxed 15%. Then if you're over $100,000,
take out the money every 40,000.
What'd you say?
I should take out the money every 40,000. Because you said I'm not getting taxed, right?
Right. Yeah. If you make from 0 to 40,000 your AGI, you're not being taxed on the capital gains of that money. I'm not telling you what to do. You take that information.
My head is going. I'm like, what? You gotta get creative, right? You gotta get creative. So that's why I'm asking all this question, because Because I was thinking about like, yeah, wait, what? No, what if when this go up to $1 million,
That's capital gains though, right?
yeah, how does this work?
You're only taxed on the gains. And,
Got it.
but you want to claim your losses because those are losses. But you want to make sure that you're not double taxed. You're not being double taxed on. Say for example, you put $5,000 in the account and then you put another $1,000. You want to make sure you're deducting those because you don't want to be double taxed on that as well.
Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, that answers my question. We've been doing that. I just want to know, like that. I don't want to be surprised. Like a couple of years ago, we were surprised. I'm like, what? I go, why?
But it's also important where you like we talked about earlier, moving that money out, right?
Yeah.
If you're making $1 million, you're moving that money out in different things. So where
somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that will avoid the tax thing, right? That's like a tax. Is that like me getting taxed? If I put
that's going to avoid your tax that because if you're making $1 million, they taxing you. They taxing you 37% and up.
And then I'm gonna make a competition with my payroll workers.
And then you pay
I'll buy a lot of computers. God knows who, right? Hey, you want a computer? Yeah.
Buy a BMW, buy your Range Rover.
Right? And write it off, right? Exactly. And write it off. All right. I can match with my brother Jeff. All right, you get the Range Rover.
Yeah, but just to make sure, when you are just putting into more assets, right? More assets that's going to help you, make more money versus like moving the money into liabilities. That's not going to, just going to sit there and not really, help you continue to grow the money. That's the biggest thing that I could tell anyone, and this is just a general, wealth tip, like make sure that you are investing into assets versus liabilities because it's going to take you farther. And then you're going to thank yourself years down the line later.
The problem is with today, right? I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to be the bad guy. A lot of people, because a lot of people read things, you see it on TV, you see it on social media, and it's always good to talk about stuff like this. It's always good to talk about, like, who doesn't like to talk about, like investing and doesn't like to talk about, like moving forward in life, It's just a matter of, like, you just got to watch out, though, because a lot of people talking like that. There's not a lot of people moving like that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, especially this year, like you see that. So, you just got to be aware. Like, that's why I want to know certain things because I would like to also teach my friends, teach my family about things like this. Because, again, if they didn't teach me, I got to teach them. Like, I got to find out, and thank God we bumped into you, right? And now I know, like, 5 minutes into this, I want to know one thing, and that was it. And you answered it. I was good after that.
Yeah.
I was good after that. Whoever's watching this tonight, you got a lot of things, man, and it can shoot you like to the next level 2021. I promise you that. If you pay attention to the little things that we've seen. Right?
Absolutely. And that's what it takes. Knowledge is power. And I feel like if you have knowledge, you're supposed to spread it out to help.
You gotta apply that too, right?
Exactly. You can apply it and use it and continue to stay connected, right? Not just get the knowledge and just like, okay, but continue you need any wealthy person, they have a team of financial advisors on their team.
Yes.
So like you have to move just like how these big wealthy people move as well. So having, I even have a team of CPAs and financial advisors and investors and all attorneys on my team as well, to make sure that, I'm helping provide my clients the knowledge as well as myself, right? Because like I said, I will become a millionaire and a billionaire. So it's just like, I got to make sure that I'm in compliance and I'm doing everything that I need to do. And when you start to make a lot of more money, the IRS eyes come at you even harder because they want to make sure they get their money. So you want to make sure that you are being compliant. You want to make sure that you are tracking things. You are organized as well. So
you got to start that habit now. It doesn't happen overnight. He's not going to, 2021 is here. You know what? This is it. I'm ready. No. You got to prepare. Right, you gotta stay ready. They don't know, like they skipping the hard work. That's what it is. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So again, make sure you drop your email in the comments so you can get Annette Campbell's free ebook. And you touched on investing in assets over liabilities. We got Alex actually on here. He asking what are 3 major tips for those looking to start investing. I'm assuming you might have been talking stocks, but investing is a large, general question, but I'm sure you have an answer for both. So thank you for the question. If anybody else has any more questions, keep them coming. We could definitely have a couple more questions on here. But 3 tips.
3 tips. I would definitely say research. do your research first before you jump into any sort of investing. But I definitely would say right now, 2020 was a huge investing year. Just, you can go on YouTube and learn how to do options. I do options and trading. And even if you don't even start doing option trading, just grab like your 3 favorite stocks. Like, one I have is 3 good ones to get. What is PF? It's the new pharmaceutical company that they're talking about.
Pfizer.
Yes, that one is a good one if you can grab that one. Airline companies, I have so much of Delta.
Yeah, airlines are the best right now.
And gas is good investment companies to get, but and also grab some Bitcoin or
the
Bitcoin
cryptocurrency. Grab some cryptocurrency.
Why you want to pay Bitcoin? Want to pay in Bitcoin? Yeah, that sounds good, right?
Yeah.
You want to pay your Bitcoin? What you want?
Listen, and because it's shot up. It's like, well, it was like 15,000, 14,000, and now it's up to like 19,000.
19, yeah, just sitting down.
Yes.
I'm so
weird.
I think everybody has different strategies. For me, something that I'm want to implement or started to implement is let's just say let's just say you had out of whatever you had on the side to invest period into stocks, to indexes, options, ETFs, to real estate, to whatever the case may be. For me, I would say one, I don't know if you guys could agree or not. I'm not a big advocate of having like too many stocks, right? Like,
no.
Yeah, right. Your portfolio, for me, like maybe like 4 stocks at the most. Like right now, I have personally 4 stocks that I'm like more long term, and then which is like 80% of my my portfolio, and then the 20% I have for options. Just to play around with. So
yep.
That's something that okay, cool. Just want to know I'm on the right track, but definitely cool.
Yeah, there's certain stocks that you should hold, definitely. Like I'm holding Uber because Uber is definitely they are smooth selling. Uber is a good one to hold. Delta, I'm holding Delta. I'm holding some of Apple and some of Tesla stocks. So yes, definitely start off with at least
Apple.
Yes, at least starting off with stocks that, like Jonathan said, that you research these companies, research your favorite companies, research something that you really feel like you want to have stock in.
If you spent $1,000 on the Mocha Jordans that just dropped off, $500 on those Jordan 1s, you better have some Nike stock.
Oh man,
you got like
yo, man, I want to look good for Christmas, bro.
Listen, I don't care if I look good this year. We staying indoors.
No, I already made up my mind. Black t-shirts and black jeans next year. You crazy? So that's the same shirt you wore yesterday. Oh well, that's what it looked like.
And listen, so many. You know how many people became millionaires and billionaires in 2020 off of stocks that they had from years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Years. Look at Kodak, for example. Kodak. We're the home of the Kodak here in Rochester, right? But they shot up.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Kodak started here in Rochester. And it shot up from like 2 cents to like I don't know what it was, and people became rich. So you guys, it's good to just hold gold, silver. Definitely grab those as well.
So question: are you talking physical metals or
stock?
Both. Okay.
Both. Yeah. It's not a bad idea to buy gold. Like I always want to go, like a pirate. I want to borrow gold or a coin. Listen, I know it's weird, but every time I think of a borrow gold, I think of pirates. It's weird. But I want to borrow gold though. All right, next show we're gonna invite you. We're gonna show you the damn borrow gold. Right.
Yes, I want to see that. But you know what? Shoot, look how the money is going. You know how we had a coin shortage. They're trying to switch over to digital currency. Look how they gave a stimulus check.
It's crazy.
Direct deposit
currency. Like, is that real? Like, it's crazy. It's real. Shit.
No, that's a whole nother. We gotta have a whole nother show about the
that's a whole
that's different. That's one of them things. No.
Yeah, no, that's a whole world.
Don't do it. But that's definitely all right. Now I know which ones to look at.
So I clearly we could go here for hours, but I'd rather just invite you.
Yeah, we can talk about money all night.
We could. So this is a conversation again.
I love these conversations, bro. Like, this is the conversations I look forward to having every day. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I got two that I just kind of want to get off. One is more of a mindset thing, and the other one is more direct. And then I do want to leave the floor to maybe one more question in the comments. Again, if you are in the comments, if you're tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, shout out to you guys for jumping on. I appreciate you guys for jumping on all the time. I read all the comments. We read all the comments. Drop your email, and we'll send you the free ebook. But make sure you get your question answered, and while we're on here. But two more questions that I personally have is, one, what are some short-term investments that you would even recommend for the person that's right now, their goal is to get ahead in 2021. That's question number one. And question number two, what you can answer after that is fourth quarter mindset. Obviously we're deep into the fourth quarter, but what's the fourth quarter mindset right now for 2021?
So 3 things you should. What was the question? I'm so sorry. I literally, my brain.
No, yeah.
I mean, the answer is gonna be good. I'll write this thing.
Short-term investments.
Short-term investments. Okay.
And fourth quarter mindset.
Short-term investments to definitely get ready. I would say, so the first step of the wealth building process, right, is protection. So definitely have your savings. You need to have an emergency savings account before you even think about investing, right? You need to have an emergency savings account. And I would definitely say grab stock. That is the most like low cost, like, not saying it's low cost because obviously you have to put money in, but you can literally make money in your sleep by watching those gains come up as these companies grow. And I would definitely look into insurance, right? Because that is one of the major things that is the easiest way to pass down generational wealth. And that's what our other counterparts do. Make sure that your family, your lives are protected. You can get life insurance for $20-$30 a month, and you can pass those million. Like, sometimes my brothers be like, "Oh, Annette, your insurance policy is so high. Maybe we need to do something with you." Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to get you. You worth way more dead than alive. I'm like, oh, not yet. Like, wait till I get to my billions first. But definitely families need to be protected. I feel like the GoFundMe was a new like insurance policy. No, we need to be protected. Your family. GoFundMe, yes. Everybody, when people was, it's sad when people, pass and they would just do these GoFundMe accounts. You should have life insurance policies. You know how many people our families would be so much more wealthier. So I feel like invest in insurance, life insurance. And me and Jonathan, we talked about this, get disability insurance. If you are an entrepreneur and you're an asset, your business, your asset in your business. So if you're using your hands, you need disability insurance. Say, for example, God forbid something happens to you, you need that money to still come in, whether you're able to work or not. So those are my top 3. Those are the biggest 3 things that I tell all my clients. Those are the things, the first step of the wealth building process. Make sure you have your savings account. Make sure you are have insurance, and then, start your investing.
Question. You probably know this anyways. Can I borrow money for my life insurance?
It depends on which type of policy that you have. Right. So term or whole. Yeah.
My next question is, what they say? Do I have to pay that back like now?
Depending on certain policies, no.
Exactly. All right, we're in there. All right. I just want to know
policies.
If I'm hearing it right. If they telling me something, I'm like, am I hearing this shit right? Because oh yeah, you can do this, and you don't gotta pay a certain until like later on. I'm like, when I'm dead, I'll take that. Like, that's a win-win situation. You know what I mean? So,
and make it, because I'm telling you, that is how people generate so much wealth.
I already know, because when I heard that, I like, that's a life hack. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real, but it is real because I started to like see it, and then I now ask you again. Second time around, you say yes. So All right, that's a lane to look at.
Second tier policies. So certain policies do have that.
You can buy the
Especially,
block.
I know for sure, like say for example, like if you're like, they gave doctors give. I know for sure if doctors give you like a certain time frame, they'd be like, okay, yeah, you could take it out and you could spend whatever.
Yeah.
But certain policies do have those little fine line things. So
I
yeah,
get
I'll
it.
definitely look into it.
Yeah, definitely. But I'll let the lawyer read it up first. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Have your
and then
attorney.
they can figure it out from there. Like it's a go. Yeah, okay, it's a go. They're in trouble. That's all I want to hear is a go. So we can make more moves.
Fourth quarter mindset. Fourth quarter mindset.
Yeah. So fire.
I'm in fourth quarter mindset. Like if you guys see my wall behind me, I have October, November, December. That is fourth quarter. I had all my goals written out. This should be. You should truly, truly, truly be reflecting on your year for number one, and coming up with a strategic plan of action of how you're going to execute 2021. Like it's just like nobody's coming to save us. Not the government, not the president, not nobody. Nobody is coming to save us but ourselves. So at this time, you have to make sure that you are, getting aligned with the right people, making sure that your circle of influence is on the same alignment as you, making sure what your goals and dreams, they matter. So you need to make sure that you are ready. You guys, my fourth quarter was crazy, right? Because I'm gearing up for tax season, and I am, me truly, as I kind of talked about earlier, I was laid off due to the coronavirus, and I just told myself, like, do I walk away from my dream, or I just kind of go back and let somebody else determine my financial destiny again? And I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to go after my dream. And that takes dedication, that takes determination, that takes hard work, that takes sacrifice, that takes investing. I have invested so much money into business developers to help me make sure that I have my customer relations system set up, that I have marketings and sales, and just really just walking towards the life that I know I deserve. So you guys, fourth quarter mindset, especially as a business owner, you need to be looking at your books. If you don't have like a QuickBooks that you're managing your numbers in, or if you don't have an Excel spreadsheet, you need to talk to someone like me. You need to talk to someone ASAP to make sure that you are ready for tax season, making sure that you're looking at your profit and loss statements to understand how did your business perform and what kind of strategies you can implement going forward into 2021 to make this your best year yet. Execute, it's now or never, sink or swim. That's kind of the season that we're in. And that should be your fourth quarter mindset, getting ready. Honestly, you should, as we talked about earlier, the CEOs, they're already in 6 months in. They're already into second quarter of next 2021. So
your bosses are already thinking about next year and how you're gonna work, man.
Yeah.
Like you gotta do what you gotta do now. You gotta match that, how to get out of there.
Yeah. Just make sure that you have a plan, a financial plan. Don't let 2021 go. Don't go into 2021 with doing the same behaviors and habits and not taking control of your finances, you guys, because that is the biggest, most important piece of the puzzle. And that's why, Jonathan and Pedro brought me here to tell you guys and to kind of enlighten you guys and give you guys this information, because they know as well as I know how important it is and how it could really change the trajectory of your life going forward and just excel and soar your business. So, and just your life in general. So definitely execution, reflect, and get ready to take off in 2021.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we ready.
Nice. So
we're ready. I don't want anything 2021. We're ready. Whose car is that? I don't know. Not mine.
I know there's a lot of people here that definitely want, that would definitely love your insight in the future, So, if anyone would want to reach you, what's the best way to reach you? What would you be helping them with? What could you help them with?
Definitely. So I do have my free end of the year financial reviews that I'm doing right now. So that would be a perfect time to kind of take action. It's a 30-minute review. So we kind of discuss your finances, your business structure. We discuss your goals, what you struggle with. We discuss your numbers, kind of figure out where you're at, where you're kind of struggling with. in regards to bookkeeping. But ways to reach me is my Facebook page is Annette Campbell, and then the Tax Experience is my business page. On Instagram, it's _success with Annette. You can always email me too, which is info@thetaxexperience.com. And you can always give me a call too as well. This is my business phone number, 585-290-9926. And I would love to help you guys, whether that is tax preparation, tax planning, tax strategy. I can help you with bookkeeping and financial planning to make sure that you're making sure that you have a wealth building execution plan, making sure that you are, utilizing the tax code to your advantage. So those are the things that I assist with. And above all, like the business name is the Tax Experience because I truly provided experience. It's just more than just tax preparation. I really build relationships with anyone that comes into my path and to really just educate and uplift you. I'm also a motivational speaker too, because I love to breathe life into people to get them motivated and as well. So.
Well, you definitely gave us life tonight. You gave us a lot of light. You gave us a lot of light, everything. So I'm really excited. Can't wait. Talk to my wife, see what we're gonna do next, or see what we can do, or even kind of at least go on a different, what route we can take the next few weeks. So I'm excited. I'm excited to plan things out for 2021.
Yes. So, everyone else that was on here, thanks for jumping on. Your questions, if you guys have any other questions, make sure you hit her up directly. But other than that, I personally, I want to thank you, Annette, for jumping on here. I know for a fact that we would love to have. I speak for everybody on here. We'd love to have you on here again.
Oh yeah, that was fine. There's so many things to ask, and all the answers. So it's like
it's the cheat code, man. You gotta have
the cheat code. They don't get it. Like, we're giving you guys the life hack, the cheat code. Life is already hard as it is. All you gotta do is pay attention, man. Don't be so broke you forget to pay attention. Have a nice day.
Definitely.
With that being said, make sure you like and share if you got some value. Like this on YouTube. You will burn no calories hitting that like button. It is free. And we go from there, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all.